In early 2023, a video was uploaded to a YouTube channel called Slow Benz. It shows a black Mercedes weaving through traffic on the Jackie Robinson Parkway, setting a record lap time for the stretch. The description simply reads, "Could have easily cut off a couple more seconds, but this is not a racetrack." This is something that Squeeze Benz became known for, driving over 100 miles per hour through New York traffic without letting off. And it's no wonder why. These videos are death-defying and is something you typically only see in a movie or video game. He quickly exploded online, his videos pulling in millions of views and drawing a massive following. For the first time, he was finally getting the recognition he had always craved. But the fame came with a cost. Just as his rise began, he was locked up behind bars. The police might have caught their man, but they couldn't shut down the movement he created. His protege, known as License, picked up right where he left off, pushing the stunts even further and capturing viral fame of his own. This is the story of the Squeeze team, the underground crew that turned the city highways into their personal racetrack. To understand how things got here, we have to go back to the beginning. Street racing is not a new phenomenon. Go back to the 90s, and you'll find the same daring groups you see today, modifying their cars and then pitting them against each other to find who's quickest. Camaros, Supras, Skyline GTRs. All across America, people put their lives and their egos on the line for the chance to be known as the fastest. Of course, the police weren't invited.
We got trash cans blocking everything. We're kind of scared because there's $500 tickets. This is the only way we can think of is hiding the cars. Unfortunately, they only can fit 2 cars.
To stay out of sight, racers followed strict bylaws. Hold short, fleeting events. Only recruit through word of mouth. Never hang around longer than you have to. All of this was upheld with one goal in mind. Keep it underground, away from the eyes of the law. Little did the racers know, the eyes of the world were about to be upon them. A new millennium came, and the underground became mainstream. Fast and Furious put street racing into the public consciousness, and the sport spread rapidly. By the mid-2000s, the old form of street racing wasn't enough. No longer thrilled by classic organized races, these adrenaline junkies sought something new. Something riskier. An emerging subculture was starting to flourish. One so dangerous that those involved were not just fined, but locked up for years. This was the origin of swimming. But what exactly is swimming? You'll hear words online like cutting and threading. This refers to how a driver moves through traffic on a swimming run. Swimming gamifies driving, unlike the street racers of previous years. It takes place on busy roads, with other drivers all over the place. Whether you think it's reckless, stupid, or courageous, the truth is this: swimming carries real risk. And not just for the one driving. And while the risks grew ever higher, so did the exposure. Instead of hiding from the police like racers of past decades, these new drivers openly taunted them. The most famous driver of all is known as Squeeze Benz. Just like street racing had its mainstream explosion with Fast and Furious, swimming was about to break out too. All thanks to one man. Squeeze Benz first appeared under mysterious circumstances. Music blasting, darkness all around him. He didn't show his face for obvious reasons. He just drove very quickly, and the views came flooding in. People couldn't look away, and the world of social media ate it up. In one of his most notorious videos, Squeeze Benz took over New York, flying through the streets at breakneck speed and doing donuts at intersections right in front of police. Of course, a major part of his identity were the cars he drove, and these seemed to change almost every video. BMWs were a favorite of his. There was the rear-wheel drive M3, a 3-liter twin-turbo engine producing 503 brake horsepower. And that's the production version. It's safe to say Benz's model was slightly upgraded. Another of his main cars was a BMW X3 M40i with lowered suspension, and probably a host of other modifications. But of course, there's only one car people associate with Squeeze Benz, and it's the one that gave him his name in the first place. The Mercedes-Benz S580. 496 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds. A 4-liter, twin-turbocharged V8 engine, a beast. Soon enough, other creators wanted to cash in. Squeeze was on top of the world. He had the money, the fame, the cars. Everyone wanted to be seen with him. But of course, his reckless style couldn't last forever. His biggest collab ended in disaster, with a crime filmed on camera and live-streamed for all to see. The beginning of the end was already upon him. He just didn't realize it yet. When Neon stepped foot inside a Lamborghini with Squeeze Benz behind the wheel, it seemed like the perfect fit. Neon was a young and reckless streamer, prepared to do almost anything for views and attention. And Benz, well, he was ready to give it to him. Racing down the highway, the two were polar opposites. Squeeze Benz sat in silence, cool as ever, while Neon screamed in the passenger seat beside him. Things were going well.
Come on, bro, please, dude!
The driving was reckless, but daring, and the audience was lapping it up. But then, just 10 minutes into the run, this happened. A hush came over the cabin. You could see the shock on Neon's face. Squeeze Benz had a moment of indecision, and then he turned back to trusty street racing bylaw, never hang around. The stream ends with Neon begging to get dropped off. And the last shot we see is him running away as Benz drives off. Let's be clear, this was a hit and run, and it was very illegal. Worst of all, this had been broadcast live to the entire world. It's hard to pinpoint the exact date that Squeeze Benz stopped uploading. Not long after the Neon stream, things suddenly went dark. Rumors of his arrest started to swirl, with some accusing Neon himself of snitching on Benz to save his own skin. For a while, no one knew what to believe. Was Squeeze Benz free, or had his criminal activity finally caught up with him? All of this uncertainty was finally resolved on May 21st, 2024, as NYPD Deputy Commissioner Kaz Daughtry posted this on X. His real name was Antonio Gnna, a 19-year-old from Queens. After years of taunting and evading the police, they'd finally got him. But one surprise remained. It wasn't even reckless driving that had got him caught. Gna's real charge was theft, a series of robberies involving $38,000 worth of designer handbags and money stolen from ATMs. He faced a lengthy spell behind bars. So this was the end, right? The most famous swimmer on the planet was behind bars. Surely these channels would slowly go quiet and the craze would die out. Well, not quite. You see, Squeeze Benz hadn't been acting alone. Behind him was a whole team of creators, each experienced swimmers in their own right, and they were ready to step up. December 6th, 2024, the swimming blackout was finally broken, as this video was uploaded to an unknown channel, a BMW going at breakneck speeds, blasting terrible music, and making impossible maneuvers. Sound familiar? Just like that, the swimming community came alive again. The driver's name was License, member of Team Squeeze and heir to Benz's throne. But he wasn't just a carbon copy. He was a creator in his own right. While Benz preferred to stay behind the wheel, License was an all-round entertainer. He carried the banner of Team Squeeze. If you want to see more stories from the underground, subscribe and comment down below what you make of Squeeze Benz and License. Thanks for watching.